Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits as it should. All right. Hopefully you guys are all well out there. Keeping it positive, keeping it classy. Okay. But we are here because we got a few things we got to talk about. Now, I've already talked about these things a little bit ago on my second channel. I'm sorry. But I still wanted to talk about this with you guys because, like I said, the Diddy story, the Diddy train has not stopped and it's not going to be letting off anytime soon. I'm just going to be completely real. It's not going to be stopping anytime soon. So there's a lot of y'all like, I need a break from Diddy. Yeah, I don't think Diddy's done. I don't think we're done. We're not going to be done for a while. Okay. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. So I'm going to do my best to sprinkle in as much information as I can on other cases and other things that are going on in the world. But also, if there's some things that are popping off, then I got to talk about them. Okay? So it is what it is. Okay? But do me a favor, guys, before we head into everything. Okay? Because I got a few things I got to talk about that are just frustrating the hell out of me that have to do with Diddy. Okay? In this whole case. Or the cases that are coming. So we got to talk about that. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that in a second. So do me a favor, hit that like button down below, please. And thank you. Crush it. Do what it needs to do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms, please. And thank you. Don't forget to follow me on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. I'm over there as well. I'm on Rumble. So please follow me on Rumble. Okay. And then, of course, subscribe here to my main channel, please and thank you, right here on my main channel. Then, please do me a favor. All right. Hold on, guys. I got some faulty wiring thing going on here, and it's chopping in and out of my headphones. Hit that subscribe button down below on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, the Pascal Show Clips, because here's the thing. I'm already doing some videos over there that are that are shorter versions of what I'm discussing here on the main channel. And sometimes I'm covering things over there that you're not going to hear here on this main channel and vice versa. So just so you guys know. Okay. So again, be sure to follow and hit that subscribe button on both channels. The Pascal Show, this main channel right here, where we do mostly a lot of our lives, 99.9% of the content here is live. And then the secondary channel, shorter videos, I'm sorry. The Pascal Show Clips. Go over there. Subscribe. Make sure those notification bells are set to all on both channels because I am putting out a lot of content. Okay? Then, let us not forget to, of course, please hit that join button down below. Become a member. Okay. Support the channel if you can. Check out my Patreon and my locals. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Locals.com/The Pascal Show. All right. And of course, we got merch. PascalMerch.Kazam. Okay. Get your butts over there. Check that stuff out. Support if you can. We got some really great graphic tees, Halloween graphic tees. We got a whole line of holiday stuff going as well here very, very soon, like Christmas holiday stuff that we have coming out very, very soon. Can't wait to share with you guys because that stuff is lit as well. Okay, guys. We have got to get into some things. All right, guys. This is pretty crazy. There's now new things that are popping off revolving around Diddy. And I mean, let's be real. Are we surprised right now? No, we're not. Why? Because Diddy has been out here. First off, we knew this was about to come. So now the floodgates have officially been opened. The floodgates are officially open. We heard Tony Busby of Houston. He had a lawyer out in Houston. He had a huge bombshell press conference about a week or so ago, saying that he had over 120 individuals that were filing lawsuits against the diddler. Yes. I got to do that at least once. I got to do it just once. Okay. So he said they're going to be dropping some serious bombshell lawsuits, and they're all going to be coming out within the next 30 days. Well, it's about time, right? So 6 different lawsuits just came out, and again, pretty interesting stuff, to say the least. Let me pull up this screen for you guys so you guys can see this with me. But again, 6 individual people accused Diddy of SA. And a lot of these are crazy. One of them gets attacked with a pew-pew and made to do some unbelievable things. There's another one is a little. There's a lot of things that are going on. But majority of the people, at least the majority of the 6 right now, are men. Now, we shouldn't be that surprised about this. Why I say that? Because the 120 individuals that allegedly are going to be filing individual lawsuits right now as we speak, it's 50-50 down the middle, baby. 60 men, 60 women. See, I know my math, okay? I know math. Because 50% of 120 is 40. I'm kidding, it's 60. How dare you? 60, okay? So half is men's and half is women's. So we shouldn't be super surprised about the men coming out. And I don't mean I'm coming out. I'm just saying stepping forward and filing their lawsuits. Okay? So we got 6 people. 4 of them are men and 2 of them are women. Now, one of the things that I didn't get a chance to get my hands on, which I'm really kind of annoyed about, okay, and this is what I need to get just off my chest, okay? It'd be hard out here to get legal documents. I don't know why it's so damn hard to just get legal documents. But everybody and their mama seems to have the legal documents except your boy Pascal. So I'm a little annoyed right now because I want the documents. The documents say so much more than what's being said in the paperwork. And I'm going, what God do I need to sacrifice a lamb to so I can get my doggone fingers on documents? That is a tough thing. Don't know why. Okay? That is very difficult. And it aggravates me. Now, Court TV's in the house, and they just said us, and then they said, joking, why would you tease me like that? You know what I mean? I mean, that's just terrible. That's just terrible. Why would you do me like that, man? Come on, Courtney TV. How dare you? I don't know why, but Court? Come on, Court. Well, I mean, second off, whoa, hello, wrong button, but found something new. Interesting. Breaker 9. What I was trying to say is, first off, hi, Court TV. What's up? Okay. Love what you did with your hair. Appreciate you being here. But the thing is yeah, that's the one main problem I've been having as of late. Okay. I don't know why that sound effect happened. Hold on. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now I know that exists. Okay. That's enough for me. All right. But now I got something. I should not have found that new button. Do you understand that? Okay. All right. But moving on, we got to get into some things. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Diddy's obviously in a world of trouble. We already know that. Diddy, and we keep on saying over and over and over again, I feel like we've already said it in titles, on thumbnails, on lives, on the microphone a million times over. All right, we've already said this. Oh, now I can do it because I can. Diddy is done, everybody. So he's done. We already know that he's done, right? We know it's a wrap. He's done. But now we're going to get more and more information about what he allegedly has done out here. And some of these things are absolutely mind-blowing, okay? Now, again, majority of them right now are male, but it is 50-50, so it's not going to be like, oh my God, it's so many men. No, it's 50-50. So we're going to get a lot of men, and we're going to get a lot of women speaking out, okay? Now, again, what's interesting is the information that is out here being said. Now, before I go into this one, because I already covered this article on my secondary channel, the Pascal Show Clips. Let me repeat that again, the Pascal Show Clips. So I definitely highly recommend you guys going and checking that out. I'm going to read this still too, okay? But I do want to read this one here as well, okay? And this has to do with some other information that I didn't get a chance to talk about on my second channel because I wanted to share it with you. Oh, isn't that so sweet? Zestfully clean. That's weird when we're talking about Diddy. Moving on, though, all right? It says, this person was attacked under the threat of violence, okay? And this is one of the new lawsuits that was alleged out here. So let's get into this, shall we? All right? So Diddy apparently forced a college freshman to remove her clothing, all right, under threat of violence. And once she was undressed, he attacked her, okay? And all of those descriptive words. Can't say a lot of these things, unfortunately, okay? All while she was begging him to stop, okay? At least according to a new lawsuit. The Bad Boy Records founder is being sued by a woman in Tennessee who claims she was only 19 years old and a freshman in college in 2004 when she got invited to Diddy's photo shoot across the street from her college campus in Brooklyn, New York. According to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, the woman says she was flattered and excited to receive an invite from a celebrity like Diddy. So she went to the photo shoot with one of her girlfriends, where she says they met Diddy and were invited to an after party at a Manhattan area Marriott hotel. The woman says she and her friend agreed to go to the party, and they were taken to the hotel by a member of Diddy's entourage. And when they got to the hotel suite and tried to mingle with the guests drinking and listening to music, they were instead grabbed and taken into a separate room. She says she asked the guy who took her to the room where they were going, and he responded, "You know what you're here for." What? In docs, the woman says she and her friend were then locked inside a room with Diddy, and says he gave them drinks and told them to do the white powder that he had prepared for use on a coffee table. She says she didn't want to do the yayo, and Diddy continued getting gradually more aggressive with her and her friend to the point where he began touching them without consent. The woman says when they resisted, Diddy ordered her friend to perform top on him. Got to use these code words, guys. And threatened to unalive them both if she didn't. The woman says her friend complied and she begged Diddy to let them leave, to which he did not agree. In her suit, the woman says Diddy soon turned his sights on her and made her remove her clothing under the threat of violence, allegedly attacking her, SAing her, okay? She says the door to the room ultimately opened. She believes it was due to her cries, and the security guard who brought them to the room came in to ask if everything was all right. And that's when her friend bolted out of the room. The woman says she didn't escape, though, because Diddy was still on top of her. The woman, who is suing as Jane Doe, says Diddy got off her to talk to the security guard, and the men left the room, and Diddy told her to stay, threatening to unalive her if she left. She says she sat in the dark room by herself for 30 minutes until a different security guard came and told her she could leave. She says she got her things, left, and immediately called a taxi to take her to her college dorm. Some 20 years later, the woman is now suing and wants a jury trial. She's being repped by who we already know. Okay, he's now become a household name now, Tony Busby. All right, and this is also the lawyer that's representing over 120 alleged Diddy victims. This is what is also interesting as well. Diddy's bad boy corporations are also being sued, as is Marriott International. Busby says Marriott management was well aware of Diddy and his activities and looked the other way rather than intervene. That is very interesting. I got to put this on. What? So they are sitting here saying this Jane Doe, which, by the way, okay, there's a lot of things to break down. I just kind of wanted to blaze through this because, don't want to be on for 7 hours tonight. But what's interesting about this is that, one, they meet Diddy. He's like, he invites him over to this party or an after party. They go to this after party. They get thrown into this room, a dark room, where the bodyguard's like, you know what you came here for. Which they're sitting there going like, no. What, read the Bible, drink some Perrier? He goes in there, is forcing them to take substances that they don't want to take. Then says if they don't do it and they don't perform the way that he wants them to perform, he's going to take their lives. So then, of course, one of them, the one friend, actually ends up doing whatever he asked her to do. Performing, oral. Okay. And then he essays the Jane Doe. There's screams and cries. The bodyguard comes in asking what's going on. The friend runs, dashes, and she's stuck in there by herself. Somehow she finds a way to get out. She gets into a cab and goes back to her dorm. Now, one of the main things I wanted to say is, number one, the friend that was there, okay? The friend that was actually in the room that was also someone that was a victim as well. I'm wondering if she's also filed as well. Because here's the thing. She's a witness, and they're a witness to each other's own lawsuits if she is filing as well. So I'm wondering where this friend is, even 20 years later, where she is, and if she remembers, and if she knows for a fact this all went down, right? Because I'm sorry to sit there. I'm not trying to challenge it. I'm not sitting here saying that it's not true. I'm not sitting here saying that this is a lie, but we have to err on the side of caution, right? We can't just simply just go, oh, yeah, well, everything's true. You know what I mean? We got to make sure everything's legit, right? So I am kind of curious about if there was somebody out here, okay, that was actually there that could back what this victim is saying, because she's literally saying she had somebody in the room, that girl, one of her friends was with her. And I'm wondering if they go to trial, if she's going to be using that friend as a witness, and if that witness has already stepped forward, right? So I am kind of curious about that. Let me look at some of these super chats here, or not super chats, comments here, because I saw a bunch in the corner of my eye. Yes, Court TV even said that. Yeah, that's true. Okay, that he said we expect to be filing many more cases over the next several weeks, naming Mr. Combs and others as defendants as we continue. okay, to gather evidence and prepare filings. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more. And the other thing too is, I mean, and this is the other thing that I want to know more than ever as well. Okay. Wait, hold on. Natalie has documents for me. Oh, please email them, send them my way, please and thank you. That would be amazing. I'd love to be able to get through at least one of the documents here. You know what I mean? On this live. That would be fantastic. And then we can go through each one in a live and talk about it together as a family. You know what I'm saying? Because, these legal documents can get very lengthy, if especially if they're all 30, 40 pages each. We can't sit through every single one in one sitting. We're going to have to go through them bit by bit. Okay. But if you can thank you, Natalie. She's sending ASAP. Thank you so very much. Yes. Thank you. And then also, Natalie, though, I want to know, Natalie, where are you getting it from? How are you doing this wonderful electronic witchcraft that you do? Because I've been trying to find it all day. Literally. I mean, thank you, sweet baby Jesus, for articles. But at the same time, it is the things that they say in there, in these documents, you're like, oh my damn. And you're going, why didn't TMZ say that? Or why didn't the Daily Mail mention that? Or any of these other articles? It's like, damn, you missed out on all the tea, on all the scathing information. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. I'll keep an eye on it I'll keep an eye on it. Still got to go up to space and come down. So we're going to go into the next thing. Okay. Here in a second. And then I'll pull that up when I get a second. So thank you, Natalie. Okay. Your work here is not in vain. Thank you, love. Appreciate it. Moving on though, back to what I was saying. Remember, they said that there's going to be household names mentioned in these documents. My question is, who are they? Are they going to be putting those names out there? That's the thing I'm wanting to know. Is it Ashton Kutcher up there at this party, sitting there going, oh man, where's my car, man? You just totally got punked. Is he there or not? I want to know. Who are these names? Who are these co-conspirators? Who are these co-defendants? And are they actually starting to get labeled and named in these documents? Right? That's something I'm very, very curious about. Dag nabbit. So let's continue on. Because, of course, there's more. Now, of course, this is multiple things, as you can see here. Code word city. Just so you know. Oh, actually, because I'm having fun with this. Code word city. Code word city. Blue sale on tuna cans in aisle 4. No, okay. No, nobody. Okay. You know what I mean? Clean up on aisle 7. Clean up on aisle 7. Okay. I'm gonna go back to this though. Sorry. I just had a little bit of too much fun. That's fun. I didn't know about that button. Yay. That button. Yes. Blue light special on butterball turkeys. Okay, I'm done. I found a new button. Yay. Now you guys are going to be like, oh my God, Pascal, stop using that button. Oh, stop. Don't worry. I'll use it very sparingly. I promise. Okay. But let's continue on though. Let's get back into this because we got work to do. Okay. Let's get into this. So we already know Diddy's been hit with a fresh wave of explosive lawsuits, okay, by 5 more people. And the thing is we've heard 5, but there's 6. There's 6 right now, okay, which is crazy, by the way. But let's continue on. Beautiful messy ball. Thank you so much. I'll look into that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the heads up. I appreciate that. Okay, so 3 women and a woman, but now it's 4 men and a woman. 4 men and 2 women. I'm sorry. Okay. So the new cases, all filed by anonymous plaintiffs in Manhattan federal court, describe attacks by Diddy. Okay. Between 1995 through 2021. So not very long ago, but all the way back in the day when like, I don't know, Jurassic Park was like the hit movie in the theaters around that time. Weren't everybody walking around with Zach Morris cell phones in their hands at that time? Car phones were literally car phones. That's all the way back. Okay. When the Fugees were popular, like popping. Right? Wasn't like Clueless playing in the movie theaters or something, as if, right? That's all the way back there, y'all. That's psycho. So again, this guy allegedly has been doing this for a long time, decades, okay? So including one stock room at Macy's flagship store in Herald Square, the documents show. One woman says in her suit that she was 19 years old. We already know about this part, right? They attended a party. They were whisked into another room. Of course, she got away. I mean, she got away, but not until after she was attacked by this piece of work, this alleged piece of work. In another suit, a man was working as an advisor for the brand Echo Clothing when he ran into Combs and 3 of his bodyguards inside the Macy's stockroom in May 2008, according to his suit. Combs was running his competing clothing brand, Sean John, at the time. The victim was hit in the back of the head, possibly with a pew-pew, knocked down to his hands and knees as a group of men as the group made threats such as "I'll unalive you," court papers allege. Then Combs hissed to the victim, "S my D, Echo." So apparently this human being, which we called the diddler, brutally attacked this man for 2 minutes. Now we know the race too. Interesting. While grabbing his hair and saying, "You like that, white boy?" the suit charges. So again, in another article, because we've only been getting articles here, for me at least, until hopefully we got some documents here from our good friend Natalie here. They didn't say anything about race. So I didn't know anything about race until just now with this particular individual. So now we know this individual is a Caucasian male. Interesting. Afterward, the Bad Boy Records founder threatened, "Shut up or I'll unalive you," the filings claims. He then headed to the storeroom floor where he passed out merchandise to an adoring crowd as if nothing had happened, the court papers say. So he went in there, did some serious, unbelievable, disturbing, disgusting damage. Then he said, "You say anything and I'm going to unalive you." And then they said, "Puff Daddy Combs, everybody." He's like, "Hey, how you doing, everybody?" Handing out merch and signing autographs and taking photos. "Sup, girl?" Yeah, that kind of thing. He literally was doing that, allegedly. That's scary, yo. That's very, very scary. The man reported the incident to Macy's security, but never followed up with them. And he was barred from the Herald Square location in the future. Now, I'm wondering about this because if he went to Macy's, the Macy's security, do they have any documents of that? Do they have any proof of him actually going up there and saying, "Hey, yeah, I was viciously attacked by Puffy"? You know what I mean? I am actually really curious about that, right? So 3 weeks later, Macy's CEO Terry Lundgren pressured Echo executives to fire plaintiff because Macy's had just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Sean John Clothing. Echo did everything to fire the man, and he was kicked out of the apartment the company paid for, the filing says. To this day, the man still fears for his life, the suit claims. Meanwhile, another plaintiff, which I'm going to get into that in a second. That's crazy though, right? That's crazy though, right? I'm wondering if they actually have paperwork. I mean, it's like mall security. So do they really write these things down? I don't know. But I am kind of curious if they went up and said, hey, and they filed out paperwork. If they filed out the paperwork, then they would have proof of that, of him reporting at least an attack. So that is fascinating. If there was any documents made, there could be a paper trail. Okay. But I am kind of curious about that. Moving on, though. Meanwhile, another plaintiff who worked for Royal Reigns Management says he was invited to one of Combs' parties in October 2021. So fairly recent, years ago, not decades, but years ago, in New York City, attended by several well-known artists, court papers show. The man was offered E by one of Combs' associates, which he turned down. He, I guess he said in the suit, okay? That's a weird typo. The suit said, yeah. But anyway, the man had a single drink, but the effects of the drink were immediate and overwhelming. Again, one more time. Do you hear what I just said here, right? The man had a single drink, but the effects of the drink were immediate and overwhelming. Now, remember, I'm sorry for the cross reference, but do you remember the lawyer that came on and was talking about the baby oil being laced with some like rohypnol or something like that, some GHB or some sort of substance, and it was in the actual baby oil, right? Now, she said that she only had a sip of water, and the sip of water tasted funny. The drink, which was only supposed to be water, tasted funny. So she didn't drink any of that water anymore. But then later, she gets doused with, she gets sprayed with baby oil, and then suddenly she's like losing bodily functions. She's not able to stand. She's passing out. And then, of course, they allegedly take advantage of the situation, right? Now we're hearing the same thing. He had a single drink, right? But the effects of the drink were immediate and overwhelming. Did he have, how many sips did he have? Did he drink the whole drink, or did he have just a sip, right? So I am kind of curious about that too, because apparently they say in the documents something about lemon shots or lemon drop shots, and champagne is where he actually likes to put this stuff in. He likes to put the chemicals in those types of drinks. And I think it's the champagne and the lemon drops because, the ladies love them lemon drops and ladies love champagne. You see what I'm saying? So interesting nonetheless, but let's continue on. All right. As a man became, there's one right here. Okay. So as the man became disoriented, he tried to find a safe space before hearing a man say, "Hold on," the suit claims. The man then remembers being in a bedroom and feeling paralyzed while multiple men began to SA him, which we already know, through the back and other forced acts. Okay? Now, let me get this here. Hold on, hold on. This is the other part. He distinctly recalls seeing Combs above him in his birthday suit at one point during the A. At least 3 men attacked him, the suit claims. Ever since, the man has been forced to seek therapy for the trauma he now faces, the papers say. The suit also includes a photo of a plastic device that Combs and his associates allegedly used to put this particular chemical substance into drinks. The plaintiffs are all seeking unspecified damages, and we already know that Diddy's locked up. If you don't know that Diddy's locked up, then I don't know, you missed a lot of info, and I recommend you going to my whole playlist called The Diddy Files and just going through them all, okay? Put it on, like, I don't know, double the speed and just crank through a bunch of this stuff, okay? But let me see what I can do here, because allegedly I got some documents. So let me see. Let us see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got one of them. Let us take a look at one of them for tonight, okay? And again, thank you, Natalie, so much, okay? Thank you so much for giving us this one. Thank you. Or actually, let me take that back. Okay, wait, hold on. 1, 2. I got 5 of them in here. Wow. Thank you for sending me 5. So we got some lives coming up here, okay? We definitely got some lives coming up here for show. How you found these, I do not know, but I'm not going to ask about how you do it, I guess, or unless you want to send me an email and tell me how you did it, then let me know, because that's the hardest part for me is finding this stuff, is getting this info. That's the hardest part. Okay. It's very annoying because I'm like, I want the documents. Okay. I'm nerdy. I don't care. I want the info. I want it all. Right. I don't want just the scrapings from the articles and stuff, which they're great. Articles are great. We need those too. Okay. Keeps the world going around. But at the same time, it is really nice when you can get all the facts, all the information in these legal documents. So we got it. Again, thank you to Natalie for the love. Appreciate it. We got to get into this, though. All right. So before we get into all of this, hold on. First off, I can prep too. Thank you so much. Classic casting couch type power. Yeah, you guys are learning y'all are learning. I'm so proud. You get a gold star. I can prep. Yeah, because some of y'all were like, what's casting couch? Well, casting couch, now you guys know. I'm proud of you. But classic casting couch type power and control behaviors, a tale as old as time, pervasive and persistent in Hollywood. Yes, indeed. I agree 110%. Nikki, thank you so much. Diddy has threatened has Tupac and Don nothing. Okay. I guess you're saying Diddy has threatened Tupac and Don. Nothing shocks me anymore. Yes, I agree. But here's the thing. There's so much news. There's so much stuff revolving around this. I'm trying to find the time. And as soon as I'm trying to cover one thing, something new pops off, like these lawsuits, right? I mean, the stuff that's going on with Tupac, there's some new stuff that's been dropping about that, or new stuff that has dropped over this past weekend that I still want to get some time to watch with you guys and talk about as well. But like I said, it is just, there's so much going on. Okay. There's so much going on. So thank you so much. Fabulous Fab. Thank you so much for bringing in and gifting 5 memberships. Real quick before we get into it, for those of y'all who just became new members, all 5 of you, welcome to the doggone family. Thank you so much to Fabulous Fab. But Fabulous Fab just gave you a whole bunch of positive energy. All I ask for you to do is not only just to consume it and feel it warm, all and fuzzy in your body, I ask for you to actually pass that on to somebody else, okay? Hold the door open for somebody. Tell somebody they look good today. Call your mama. Hug your mans or your womans or whoever, okay? And tell them that they look good today. Something nice. Just pass that positivity over. That's all I ask, okay? Or you can gift somebody else. You can return the love, return the favor, and gift somebody else in the chat. That is totally fine, but that's up to you, sweetheart. Hearts. Okay? Thank you so much. Let me get this. Vintage. Make it make sense as a copy of the lawsuits before TMZ. Okay. That's what's up. You rocking, Pascal. Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate it too. Yeah. I'm sure he did. If that's the case. Okay. Another great channel. There's a lot of people that are covering this and have had their hands, have had early access to a lot of stuff very quickly. And I don't know if that's, an inside thing or not. I don't know. I really don't. How they do it is what it's up to them. How they run out here in these streets and get their info is how they run out here and they get their info. I am just a regular guy that waits for the stuff to just kind of get emailed to me or come up in an article on the internets. Okay. But I appreciate getting the info regardless. Okay. Vintage Explorer, thank you so much. You rock. Autocorrect hates me. Yeah. It hates me too. Trust me. Sometimes I'm just trying to type like, how are you? And it comes out like aardvark. And I'm like, I didn't even write aardvark. So how did how are you doing turn into aardvark? Someone explain that to me. Happens to me every single time I'm on the doggone phone. I hate it. But it's not really aardvark, but you know what I mean. Okay? Just here for comedy. Let's get into this, okay? Because we got some things to get into. All right? Now, of course, we're going to comb through this stuff because obviously this is not the meat and potatoes. I mean, this is a lot of the stuff that we already know. We know a lot of this stuff. But like for right here, his history of SA and violence for years, Combs and his businesses engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of A towards women, men, and minors. The A was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As part of his pattern of A, Combs manipulated both men and women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of S activity with both commercial S workers and unsuspected partygoers. In some cases, these are individuals who were contractors or vendors. In some cases, they were random individuals pulled from a hotel lobby, a show, or off the street. Yeah, because he liked being grimy for some weird reason. It's crazy, right? Oh, you look good, girl. Why don't you come over and come party with us? It's like you don't even know where they've been. You don't even know who they are, but you're still inviting them to the party. And then, of course, making their lives, traumatizing them, making their lives a living hell. That's ridiculous. Combs ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them with or without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation, violence, and illicit substances. Okay? So while he celebrated celebrated for his business acumen and influence in the entertainment world, he has also often been described in more troubling light as powerful, manipulative, and problematic. His aggressive tactics, both in business and personal dealings, have drawn criticism, with many viewing him as someone who leverages his power to intimidate, control. This darker side of Combs' persona has been underscored by the numerous lawsuits and allegations that have surfaced over the years. Despite his undeniable success, his rise to the top is marred by a reputation for being ruthless and manipulative, using his influence in ways that have left a trail of legal and personal controversies, including, not limited to, the following: the nightclub incident. Remember the pew-pewing? He was embroiled in a high-profile case related to a nightclub pew-pewing in New York involving his then-girlfriend. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got, right? And rapper Shine. Sorry, J-Lo, just so you got, because you're like, what song? What's that? What is he referencing? I don't get it. He sounds like ass when he sings. J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, just so you know, okay? And rapper Shine. Combs was acquitted of all charges, though the case remains a significant legal event in his career. Multiple A allegations, okay? He has faced several lawsuits related to alleged physical A's, many of which have been settled outside of court, which is true. Business disputes. He has been involved in various business-related legal conflicts, particularly surrounding his Sean John clothing line and other ventures. These disputes often involved contractual disagreements and trademark claims. Claims by Cassie Ventura, which we already know about all of that stuff. Okay? So he particularly fancied the use of the popular DR substance, Rohypnol, okay, or GHB. I'm going to be saying substances, and I'm going to be saying the word substances, and I'm going to be using a lot of code words, ladies and germs. Just a fair warning, okay? To commit heinous, non-consensual acts of SV and R onto countless victims, okay? He often would secretly use this substance in an alcoholic beverage served at his parties, but typically champagne or lemon drops. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say just a second ago? What did I say just a second ago? I said champagne, the champagne, and them drops of lemon. Okay. Partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing that substance, all right, either prior to entering or while at his parties. There are also allegations of him dosing victims in lotions or similar body oils, also laced with that substance, so that the substance would be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier to attack him or her. So they've been watching News Nation, yo. Whoops, I meant that. So they've been watching the interviews on News Nation, okay? Let's keep it a bean. Unless somebody out there is saying the same thing, that I was covered in baby oil and I couldn't move, which is a strong possibility. But at the same time, they may have watched some News Nation in those interviews with Ariel Mitchell Kidd, the lawyer, and may have thrown that into the conversation here. But I digress. Combs' recurrent and pervasive physical took place for multiple decades. His tendencies of violence and SA were no doubt well known amongst his colleagues, employees, agents, and businesses on numerous occasions from at least on or about 1996, so long ago, and continuing for years, more like decades. Combs aid women and men by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. Combs also aided children both physically and sexually. Oh my God. Now, we already know that in 1996, he was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a pew-pew. In 1999, he was arrested and charged with second-degree A and criminal mischief in connection with A-ing a record executive. Combs was arrested again the same year for his involvement in a pew-pewing in a nightclub, which we already know. Another instance of violence occurred at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Combs attacked, okay, even threw a vase at Cassie, okay, in that now known smoking gun hotel video. In the past year, numerous civil complaints have been filed by plaintiffs who allege that they had been SA'd by Combs between 1991 and 2009. In November 2023, 3 lawsuits were filed against Combs under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Cassie Ventura, an assigned artist to Bad Boy, sued Combs in New York for R and physical A. We already know about all of these individuals that have, it's from Joy Dickerson Neal to Liza Gardner to a Jane Doe to a Rodney Little Rod Jones to Crystal McKinney April Lampros, okay? Adria English, Dawn Richard, okay, from Danny DeCane and Dirty Money, okay? So we know about all this. And then, of course, the final nail in the coffin, or one of the final nails in the, I don't think there's going to be a final nail in the coffin for a very long time. But anyway, in September 2024, when he got arrested, of course, federal grand jury indicted him on many, many charges, which could put him away for the rest of his natural life. Okay? So they already say, which we know, he has a long history of violence, unequivocally establishes that his actions are motivated by gender, both men and women. He has a profound contempt for women and a desire to dominate both minors and other men. His conduct shows a long-standing practice of denigrating, defeating, and attempting to humiliate men, women, and children. His practices and desires are different for men, women, and children, but his actions are unequivocally motivated by the victim's particular gender and age. So let's get into this, okay? Because we already know about all this, all that stuff, but it's good to get a little, a little warm up before we, because you don't want to pull a hammy going into these documents. Let's keep it real, all right? So we already know about Diddy. We already know about now we know about the John Doe, and now this person lives in North Carolina, just so you know. Okay, North Carolina. All right, moving on. So the defendant, Daddy's house. Okay, moving on. These are all just part of the entities that are a part of this complaint. Okay, as part of the renowned. Okay, blah blah blah. Let's get into this. Bop, 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 bop. Factual allegations. Okay. Mr. Combs' legendary white parties in the Hamptons were well known by many, including John Doe. The kind where countless celebrities would attend. In 1998, when John Doe was only 16 years old. 16 years old. Okay? He was recruited out of New York City and indeed, while residing in New York City, received an invitation to one of Combs' parties through a mutual connection. When he received the invitation, he felt like he finally had the opportunity to rub shoulders with the who's of who of the industry. He thought it could be his chance to break into the music industry. Others from New York City received such invitation to go to the Hamptons for the party. Indeed, many of those at the party were in fact New Yorkers. I'm walking here. Sorry. I'll continue. The party took place at Combs' mansion in the Hamptons. As John Doe entered, he spotted countless celebrities and A-listers who form the music and entertainment industry. So Ashton Kutcher, Leonardo DiCaprio, maybe. We'll continue, though. He recognized faces he had seen on TV and on the big screen. As John Doe made his way through the crowd towards the restroom, he unexpectedly bumped into Combs. Shocked, John Doe found himself face-to-face with Combs, a titan in the music industry, standing right in front of him at his own party. Doe took a picture with Combs at that 1998 party. Splat out. There it is. And he is a white man, or he is a white boy. Just so you know. White, 16-year-old kid. Whole world ahead of him. Meeting Diddy. Possibly the worst situation ever. Right? Worst encounter ever. Combs took an interest in John Doe and wanted to talk to him. They walked to a more private area near the portable bathrooms or restrooms brought in for the party. There, John Doe told Combs he was a big fan of Combs and shared his dreams of becoming a star. Combs smiled, telling him he had potential and that look. When John Doe admitted his voice was not great, Combs assured him that didn't matter. Oh my God. Oh my God. That doesn't matter. So he said, Combs made clear that the only thing that mattered was having the right look for the industry. Britney Spears, I'm sorry. That was a little off the cuff. Sorry. And with it, Combs could transform Doe or anybody into a star. Even J-Lo. Yeah, that's J-Lo too. That's J-Lo too. Because J-Lo. Okay? But still, can she sing? I'll let that simmer. Despite the pleasant conversation which occurred, things took an unexpected turn for the worst. Combs abruptly told John Doe that he needed to drop his pants. Say what? Yeah, you got a great look, all that stuff. How did you become who you are, Diddy? Yeah, I mean, I put in a lot of work, just a lot of late hours, meeting and knowing the right people. Drop your pants. Say what? Excuse me? Yeah, drop your pants. John Doe, caught completely off guard, obviously, confusingly asked Combs to repeat himself, like I just said. Drop your pants. Combs made himself clear. He instructed John Doe to drop his pants and expose himself so that Combs could inspect it, explaining it was a rite of passage and the route to becoming a star, and also a way to prove himself. Don't you want to break into the business? Doe immediately felt uncomfortable, froze, and did not know what to do. Who would know what to do at that moment? I'd be like, you crazy, man. No. What? I'm going to go. You want a shrimp cocktail? Because that sounds really good right now. You want one? Combs remained calm and stood in front of him and stretched out his hand in a cupped position. Out of fear, anxiety, and the imbalanced power dynamic between himself and Combs, John Doe then, he did it. He dropped his pants and exposed himself to Combs, as Combs previously instructed. He moved closer and grabbed his whatnot with his hands. He firmly cupped and held onto John Doe for an expected period of time. During this time, Combs moved his hand in such a fashion to manipulate. Fill in the blanks, guys. Doe was only 16. Yeah. Combs abruptly then let go of him, John Doe, and told him that his people would be in touch. Combs continued with his party as if nothing had happened. Did he walk over and ask somebody did he get, like some disinfectant or something? Because this is disturbing. Moving on, though. But for John Doe, everything had changed. John Doe eventually recognized Combs as aid him by and through his power and influence over John Doe, because he knew John Doe wanted to become a star. As a result of Combs' SA onto John Doe while he was a minor, John Doe experienced damages including pain and suffering, mental anguish, physical impairment, and emotional torment. The interaction continues to humiliate and cause shame on John Doe. Because of Combs' power and notoriety, plaintiff John Doe was afraid to report what had happened. John Doe became yet another SA victim of Combs through the same pattern of influence Combs exercised over others previously. Oh, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And once again, it's yeah, I can make you a star. You got that look though, but you need to drop your pants. Say what? Excuse me? You need me to what? Yeah. Just drop your pants real quick. That's crazy, guys. That's very disturbing. Okay? But there's a lot being said in the what's being said in the very beginning of this, right? Because there's a lot more to this, which we can take a look at for like 2 seconds. But this is all just like first cause of action. All right. But a lot is being said in the top, which we now are understanding that this guy was, plying people with certain types of chemicals. He would put it in champagne bottles. He'd put it in champagne or lemon drops. People, of course, would take those things, so on and so forth. All right. You got this is just so disturbing. And then you got this little kid, literally a little kid, meeting a hero, meeting somebody that he's so excited about, right? And then suddenly, out of nowhere, bang. Suddenly, out of nowhere, dude's sitting there going drop trowel. Why? Yeah, it's just about a look. It's not really about the talent, which is really disturbing if you really think about it. But it has nothing to do with the talent. It's the look. But I need you to drop your pants because I need to see that you're willing to do whatever it takes to be a star. That's scary. That's very, very scary. But again, this happened at a party in 1998. Okay. So decades ago. And this man, okay, who is a grown man, probably has a family of his own and all that stuff, definitely, I'm sure, feels some type of way and is deeply traumatized by this because it's like it is his hero. That's his hero or was a hero, right? And of course, it's like, oh, there's an opportunity. I'm seeing a mega superstar. He's a kingmaker. He's a star maker. He could literally make me a star if I make him smile or laugh or whatever, If he's just impressed by me, he can make me a star by snapping his fingers. I'll put you in the movies, that kind of thing. And that's what Diddy knows. Diddy knows he has that power. And then this particular one, he said, I can make you a star, but I need you to do something for me. Just do this right now. Then he's like, yeah, we'll be in touch. My people will be in touch with you. It's like, as he's picking his pants up, he's probably like, how are you going to get in touch with me? You just left. You don't even have my number. How are you going to get in touch with me, man? That's disturbing, y'all. That is absolutely disturbing. But notice there was a lot more information in that document than what we're seeing in those articles. They don't give us everything. It's like they skim through and they're like, okay, so he did this and this and this, and they just give us they give us the broad strokes. That was very finite, very, very descriptive, okay? Very disturbing as well. We're going to do one more. One more lawsuit so we can kind of knock them out, right? So hold on. Let's see another one. Let's do this one. I mean, these are all I'm just kind of blindly grabbing some or one. Okay. So I don't know what this one is yet, but this is another Jane Doe. So this is a woman, another woman, this is a woman. I'm sorry. The last one was a boy. And now we have another one. So we got lawsuit number 2. Okay. I'm going to stop at this one. Okay. Yeah. My kid has a problem with it too. I know. She's very disturbed by this. I know. It'll be over soon, I promise. But anyway, okay. So let's take a look at this. Okay. Another one. Oh, sorry. Of course, they're looking for money and punitive damages for aggravated SA on a plaintiff, on plaintiff Jane Doe. Okay. So we already know about all of this stuff because let's be real, this is probably the same. This is probably the same stuff that they said in every single one of them. Okay. Yep. Same stuff. So we're going to go into the factual. Let's get there. Hold on, guys. Paperwork. Factual allegations. Here we go. Okay. And guys, I see a bunch of y'all in here. I do appreciate you guys. And again, shout out to Natalie. Thank you so much for giving me this stuff. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. And clean up on aisle 7. There's whatever. Anyway, I appreciate it. Again, shout out to Natalie. Okay. Yeah, that button. Actually, now I'm quite curious.
What is this? What is that? That's terrible. That is terrible. Really? Okay. Well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This was great. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Nobody know about the oh yeah. You know that song? That's so old. That is so 80s too, by the way. Anyway, I found many. I mean,
This is the devil speaking. Okay. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my God. This is amazing. Oh my God.
I'm having too much fun. Let's get into this though. Woo! That's too much fun. Okay, I'm done. I know everybody's like, I'm not watching anymore. Oh my God. Okay, we're getting to the facts. I'm just having a little bit of fun. I can have a little bit of fun from time to time. Damn. Okay, but let's get into this. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
So demure.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, let's get into this. Combs and his staff regularly invited members of the public to events such as music video shoots, photo shoots, autographs, signings in and around New York City. So we're back in New York. Okay. One such event took place in 2004 across the street from Jane Doe's college campus in Brooklyn, New York. So we're back to the college girl. Okay. Through Jane Doe's friends and Combs' accomplices and agents, Miss Doe received an invitation to Combs' photo shoot. She was 19 at the time. She was flattered and excited to receive such an invitation from an individual of Combs' celebrity and stature. Miss Doe accompanied her friends to the event and discovered that it was a photo shoot promoting the band, a recording group Combs signed to his label. I think, isn't that Dylon? I think that's what it is. But moving on. Okay. Making the Band. I think this is the band from Making the Band, if I'm correct. All right. So at the photo shoot, she and one of her good friends, another freshman living in the dormitory with Miss Doe, were eventually invited to an after party by Combs' business associates. Before leaving for the party, Miss Doe met Combs at the photo shoot. Combs told Miss Doe and her friend that they should come to his hotel first for a more exclusive party. See how we get more information? You see what I'm saying? How we're getting more information here? Just so you know, More information in these documents. Dag nabbit. Anyway, they should come first to his hotel for a more exclusive party. So she and her friend agreed and were taken to a Manhattan area Marriott hotel by a member of Combs' entourage. Okay. Upon arriving at the hotel suite, Miss Doe noticed that there were a dozen people there having drinks and listening to music in a relaxed party environment. While attempting to mingle around the party, Miss Doe and her friend were suddenly grabbed and taken to a separate room off from the main party. Miss Doe believed the man taking them to be a security guard, so she went with him. But when she asked him where are they going, or where they were going, he simply told her, "You know what you're here for." After taking Miss Doe and her friend to the bedroom, the security guard left the room and locked the door. The only person in the room besides Miss Doe and her friend was Sean Diddy Combs. He gave Miss Doe and her friend more drinks, then instructed them to imbibe, I guess, to take yayo that he had prepared for use on the coffee table. Miss Doe did not want to do the yayo. Combs continued getting gradually more aggressive with the two women and eventually began forcibly putting his hands on them without consent. When they resisted, Combs ordered Miss Doe's friend to do a certain act on him, okay? Or else he would have them both unalived. Miss Doe's friend complied as Miss Doe begged Combs to allow them to leave. He did not agree. Combs soon turned his sights on Miss Doe and forced her to remove her clothing, again under the threat of violence. Once she was undressed, Combs, of course, essayed her. He did a lot of different things to her, okay, while she was begging for him to stop. Soon, and likely due to Miss Combs' cries, the door opened and the security guard from earlier came in to ask if everything was all right. Miss Doe's friend took the opportunity to rush out of the recently locked door. Miss Doe, however, could not move as Combs was on top of her. He got off of her, to talk to the security guard and then left the room, but told Miss Doe to stay, otherwise she would be unalived. After about a half hour of sitting in the dark room by herself, another security guard came and told her that she could leave. Miss Doe gathered her things and left immediately and called a taxi back to her dormitory in downtown Brooklyn. We're going to do another one. But that's crazy. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry for clearing my throat right on the microphone. But that's crazy, all right? That's crazy. That's absolutely disturbing and crazy. Okay? But again, we heard like this one in the article, they said everything. But like I said, they pretty much broke down the whole thing. But what's interesting about this one, though, is again, I want to know if the Miss Doe's friend is a witness to her case, or if she will be a witness to her case, or if she's filed her own thing. Okay? Because I am kind of curious about that. I'm quite curious. Okay? But again, I'm going to pull up another one because that one is good to hear, but that was very verbatim almost in the article that we read, right? So we will be looking at more here in a second, okay? But please, guys, I see a bunch of y'all in here. It really does mean a lot. I'm going to go through one more. I lied. I'm sorry, okay? I'm just a man. I found therapy. I found God. I found rehab. I'm just one man. I ain't perfect. I'm trying to be the best man I can be. But if you guys can do me a favor, okay, a solid, hit that like button down below. Let's get it to 1K. Okay, we're a little over halfway through to the 1K. If you can, please and thank you. I won't hit the buttons anymore. I promise. I'm sorry. That was just a fun experiment. I haven't been able to play with those things, those buttons at all. Okay. So please hit that join button down, not join button. Sorry. Hit that like button down below. Let's get it to 1K. That would be awesome. Another thing. Yes, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Okay. I appreciate all the super chats and all that stuff. I'm going to read more of the super chats before we go into this next and final document. And then I'll go through some more documents tomorrow. I promise. But hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to do that. Go to my secondary channel. Again, it's called the Pascal Show Clips, because there's going to be some new stuff over there that I probably won't be playing or showing on the main channel that has to do with this stuff, with Diddy and all that. There's some throwbacks that I want to bring up because they just keep eating away at me, and I just need to share them with you guys, and we need to talk about it as a family. So please be sure you're subscribed to both channels, the Pascal Show Clips and here, the Pascal Show. Subscribe. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on Rumble, Facebook, any of these other platforms. Make sure you're following over there as well. Okay. And check out my Patreon, check out my locals and all that as well. Let me get one of these super chats here really quick. Paul, thank you so much. Hi again. His poor kids, sons of the father. How does a kid deal without? I am kind of curious about that too, but I'm wondering all the way from down under. I am quite curious if the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. You see what I'm saying? That's just something I am kind of curious about too, because there's allegations about his doppelganger, Christian Combs, and all that as well. Now, there's just speculation, it's just theory, it's just rumors that's floating around. But I am kind of curious about his own son, his main oldest son. Christian Combs. I am quite curious about him. And there's also allegations and lawsuits on him right now too. So it does make you wonder, did the apple fall far from the tree or not? Right? Paul K. Again, I meant to say, how are his kids? I don't know what that is. How are his kids? But sins of the father. How do kids deal with that? I don't know, Paul. It's a very good question. It's a very, very good question. I don't know. I just don't. I keep their heads down and try to stay on the straight and narrow and find their own paths in life and try not to make the same mistakes like their father or their parents. You know what I mean? Stop the cycle. Because if they grew up in that type of environment, they probably have it ingrained in them. And there's a good possibility of them passing it on to their children, right? Passing it on to their own. So I guess the main thing is being able to stop the cycle, be self-aware that you have that in your past, and learn to transcend from it, right? And stop it so that it doesn't continue going on and on and on, right? That's what I'm hoping that the kids are doing right now. Not only are they, I'm sure, showing up to hold it down for the dad, and they, I'm sure, believe that he hasn't done anything wrong and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, there's still a moment, I'm sure, where they're looking back and going, and if it really is true that he was like that, even at home to his own kids, I'm sure they're having those moments like, yeah, he really was kind of violent back then. He really was doing those kind of things. Maybe I wonder why I have such bad anger issues or blah, blah, blah. Right? This is the time for them to self-reflect as well and see what they can do to stop that from happening. Stop that from continuing on. That's what I say. Stop the cycle. That's what I'm hoping that they're doing right now. Thank you for the question. All right. Great question. Great question. But moving on. DeWitt, what up, man? Thank you so much. Yo, this is so surreal. 100% A of power. Yes. Absolutely. That goes without saying. Even if it ends up dwindling down to something like just a few counts for him, let's just say all these people are lying, and he finds a way to show that all these people are lying. He's only gonna, he's still gonna get hit with something. He's still gonna be held accountable for certain things that he did that were indeed illegal, right? So he definitely used there was definitely abuse of power for sure, without a shadow of a doubt here. Okay, but let me grab one more, and this one has to do with the Echo brand. So let's take a look at this one, the one where he was hit with a pistol, right? Hit with a pew pew. So let's take a look at this one, y'all. All right. All right. Of course, this is a John Doe. All the same stuff. So let's get into the factual. Wet my beak real quick. The factual allegations. Here we go. 2008, plaintiff worked as an advisor for Echo Clothing and had been employed by the company for approximately 7 years. Echo Company at the time was among the most popular clothing lines in the country. In 2008, Combs' Sean John clothing line was also hitting peak popularity. Plaintiff had, in fact, met Combs several times in connection with Combs' development and marketing of Sean John clothing line. Echo and Sean John were competing lines within the clothing industry, both having had a large amount of success within the hip hop community. Moreover, both lines had relationships with and were carried at the time by Macy's, a well-known department store. If you don't know what Macy's is, then you're really living under a rock. In or around May 2008, this John Doe was in the stockroom at Macy's flagship store at Herald Square in Manhattan when Combs and 3 of his bodyguards entered the stockroom. So the plaintiff came upon Combs and his bodyguards at a T-junction in the stockroom, where plaintiff had very little room to maneuver. Combs was flanked by 2 large bodyguards to the left and 1 large bodyguard to the right. Immediately after turning a corner in the stockroom, John Doe was hit hard around the base of the neck, possibly a pew-pew. The blow forced him to his hands and knees. As plaintiff looked up, he saw that each of the bodyguards had pew-pews in their waistbands. Plaintiff John Doe heard multiple voices call out things like, "I'll unalive you." Combs approached plaintiff while plaintiff was still on his hands and knees and said, "S my D, Echo," referring to the clothing line that the plaintiff worked for. Combs thereafter, forced his into John Doe's and proceeded to do these unthinkable things until he finished. Okay? While he was doing this terrible thing, unthinkable thing to this plaintiff's head, he was grabbing his hair and made a derogatory comments like, "You like that white boy?" After he finished, he threw the John Doe's head aside and said words to the effect of, "Shut up or I'll unalive you." Combs and his bodyguards began to leave, taunting the plaintiff as they did. Combs proceeded to gather Sean John merchandise from the stock room. So he just continued business as usual. He left the stock room and headed out to the Macy retail floor, where he began passing out merchandise to an adoring crowd, as if nothing had happened. In shock and traumatized, John Doe gathered himself and went to Macy's security to report the attack. By this point, Combs and his bodyguards had left the store. John Doe told that someone would speak. John Doe was told that someone would speak with him, but no one ever did. Shortly after, Macy's stopped letting the plaintiff into its flagship Herald Square store. Approximately 3 weeks later, the CEO of Macy's, Terry Lundgren, which, by the way, that's a big name. Okay, that is a name right there. Okay, I know that's not Tom Cruise or something crazy like that, but It is a name. Nonetheless, it's the CEO of Macy's, by the way. Okay. Pressured Echo executives to fire the John Doe because Macy's had signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Sean John Clothing. Echo therefore terminated John Doe from employment, and John Doe was told he could no longer live in his company-paid apartment. So John Doe is informed and believes that the report of his A was destroyed or otherwise purged from Macy's records, and no action was ever taken as a result of the report. This John Doe ultimately had to move out of New York. Plaintiff still fears for his life as a result of the incident and the threats made against him on that day, including the fact that this John Doe was known to Combs by way of his work with rival clothing company Echo. It's just crazy. I lied. I'm doing one more. Dag nabbit. I'm gonna do it. F it. I'm doing more. Okay. I'm gonna go through all of them right now. We're gonna go through them all. All right, because we got two more. So let me grab the next one. We got two more, but this is some crazy stuff nonetheless. All right, we're gonna go through them all right now. F it. Okay, because they're all pretty short. Okay, they're all pretty short. There's no need to go through each and every single one. Hold on. First off, like there's no point in doing every single one in a live. You know what I mean? They're short. They're pretty straightforward. This is another Jane Doe, just so you know. Okay. Getting to it. Hold on. So if you appreciate me sticking around when I said I was going to be done, and then I straight up lied to your faces. I'm kidding. I didn't. Well, I mean, I did lie. I mean, I'm planning on jumping off, but we gonna get through this. Okay. Got to get through this. Here's the thing. So this is another Jane Doe, and this is apparently happened in 1995. Now, I know we read some of these things in the article that we read a little bit before we got into these documents. Again, shout out to Natalie for the love. But at the same time, it's pretty crazy to me that this stuff goes as far back, maybe even more further back than 1995, 1994, right? It's pretty wild to think that this is a real thing. So, guys, please don't forget, hit that like button down below. We're almost at 1K. Come on. Get it to 1K, dag nabbit. I'm sticking around and we're going through these last two legal documents, okay? Because I love y'all and I love what I do, dag nabbit. All right? So please. All right? Hit that like button, damn it. All right? Do it in the house. Thank you so much. OMG, Macy's about to pay big time. My Esquire Tony got him. Yeah, or my Esquire Tony get him. You're right. I mean, this is not good. Ray Twice, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But yeah, it's nuts what's going on here. All of this, right? But now you got Macy's name in here. So far, that's the only one that we've heard so far. Okay? So there's more. There's more. There's going to be new names and other names being dropped here, and there are going to be some pretty big names. I heard that one of them is one of the singers from Jodeci, but I have yet to see the paperwork on that yet. So I'm sure that's going to be out here at some point, but I have yet to see it personally. That's just a rumor I've been hearing about, right? There's no proof of that as of yet, but let's get into this. Jane Doe, in or around June of 1995, plaintiff attended a promotional party at Elks Plaza in New York City for the music video One More Chance, okay, for Biggie Smalls. So the event was packed with high-profile guests. While plaintiff was dancing with friends, Combs approached her and asked to speak with her privately. Expecting an innocent conversation, she agreed and followed him. Once alone in a bathroom, why are you in a bathroom with, he unexpectedly began kissing her. Feeling uncomfortable and confused, Jane Doe asked him to slow down, believing they were there to talk. Instead, he advanced more aggressively. When plaintiff attempted to pull away, he violently hit her, slamming her head against the wall and causing her to fall to the floor. What the hell? Disoriented in pain, plaintiff tried to escape, but Combs attacked her again, making it nearly impossible for her to move. So then that's when he lifted her dress and arred her, okay, while she was helpless on the floor. This plaintiff tried to resist, but her injuries and shock left her powerless. After this attack, he adjusted his clothing in a nonchalant manner and threatened the plaintiff, saying, "You better not tell anyone about this or you will disappear," leaving the plaintiff terrified for her life. He left the bathroom, abandoning her in a state of shock, fear, and shame. She remained on the bathroom floor for a while, trying to regain her composure. She felt intense pain in her head from the blows and was emotionally shattered. After some time, she managed to stand, fix her underwear and dress, and wipe away her tears. Terrified that anyone from Combs' business might be waiting outside to harm her, plaintiff cautiously gathered the courage to leave the bathroom. She left the party and never returned. Since that attack, she has avoided the news as it triggers traumatic memories. For years, plaintiff kept this attack secret, fearing retaliation from Combs and Combs' business. Now, what's interesting is they didn't say that in any of the articles I've seen so far about this one. That's crazy. Now, I will say this too, real quick, okay? I mean, this is in 1995. This is a very, very short. This is a very, very short segment, but I still can't believe if this is true. This is still unbelievable. And again, my heart goes out to this victim, and it's pretty wild. Now, I will say this though too, Lisa, real quick. It's not a rumor because in an older lawsuit, one of the girls that was she was out in Detroit, if I'm correct. They met in Detroit. She got into a plane. She got flown out to Bad Boy Records, and then she was viciously attacked by Combs and Andre Harrell and a bunch of other people. She did no, I'm sorry, not that one. There was another girl that was that met him at a party, and then he invited her over to his place, if I'm correct. That's when he gave her something to drink. She passed out. When she came to, she was being attacked, SA'd. And then, of course, allegedly, this was being videotaped. And then one of the members of Jodeci, who was a friend of hers, actually told her that he saw a video, like he was sharing that video of this actual crime of her. So, again, the Jodeci thing is true, okay? Because he is that person. They just say a member of Jodeci. They don't even say the person's name, but that is in a lawsuit. They just have not said the name, but apparently they're saying a name now, and that name is somebody from the Jodeci group, the group Jodeci, which is very, very interesting. But back to this, still very crazy and shocking. And of course, this is not a super elaborate situation. It's just that she was at this promo party. He met her. He invited her to the bathroom. They went over to the bathroom, and then he attacked her. And then he dusted himself off and walked right out and said, "If you say anything, you will disappear." And that's it. That's crazy. So we got one more. Or at least this is the last one I have. Okay? So let's get it. One more. Let's see. Another John Doe. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Like I said, these are going to be coming in. I feel like every day there's going to be, 5 to 6 new lawsuits that are just going to keep, everything's going to be trickling out every day, something new. Like, that's why I'm saying when y'all are like, oh yeah, I need a Diddy break. Nope. There's not going to be any Diddy breaks at all anytime soon. If Busby's putting them out like this, they all coming out. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up with a fresh new batch of lawsuits. Trust and believe it's going to be insane. And it's going to be to a point where we can't even keep up. We can't even keep them straight because there's going to be so many. That's how wild it's going to be, right? And it's already begun. Okay, it's already begun that way, right? But let us continue on. Let's bring this up. So this is another Jane Doe, I think. Hold on, sorry. John Doe. Sorry about that. So plaintiff worked for Royal Reigns Management, a prestigious company based out of New York City with additional offices in Los Angeles and Atlanta. Through plaintiff's industry connections, he gained access to parties associated with Combs and Bad Boy Entertainment. One party took place in or around October 2021, not long ago. These connections and invitation ultimately led to life-altering and traumatic experiences for this John Doe. Combs' businesses picked John Doe up from the airport and transported him to New York City, where the party was to take place. Upon arrival, plaintiff noticed several unknown artists in attendance. John Doe was immediately offered what he was told was E by associates of Combs' businesses, which plaintiff refused. Good on him. He limited himself to one beverage. Even though John Doe only consumed one alcoholic drink, the effects of the drink were immediate and overwhelming. This behavior towards John Doe mimics a pattern of Combs and his agents, employees, plying unsuspected people with substances, all right, in order to make it easier for Combs to SA that person. Unfortunately, John Doe was one such victim. A photograph of an exemplary container used by Combs and or his agent / employees to insert this particular substance into alcoholic beverages is seen below. Splat out. That's interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. Have you? That looks a little bit odd, don't you? I don't know what. I mean, it looks like there's liquid in that, right? What is it, a top here? And then you just pop the top and then pour it in or something? Like, what is that? I've never seen anything like that before. But moving on, maybe somebody has, and whoever has, explain it to us, because that's a new one for me. That's a new contraption for me. Okay. Plaintiff soon became disoriented, and the room started spinning. In a state of confusion, he attempted to remove himself from the situation, seeking a safe space. As the plaintiff tried to leave, a male voice told him to hold on, and he promised to help him. The next thing plaintiff remembers is being in a bedroom. Despite being vaguely aware of his surroundings, he could not move, speak, or fight back. He was paralyzed, feeling as if he was trapped in his own body. Multiple men began to SA him through, oh my dear God. He distinctly recalls seeing Combs above him without any clothes on at one point during this During this time, he was attacked viciously by at least 3 men. Plaintiff could feel a difference in the size of men when he was being SA'd, further confirming the presence of multiple attackers. Plaintiff continues to attend therapy sessions to address the trauma from these experiences. Wow. 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 So again, guys, that's 5 lawsuits right there. Now, they say that there's 6. I have yet to see a 6. I have yet to see a sixth one. Okay. But at least these are the breakdowns of the actual what they're alleging Diddy and other co-conspirators of doing. Now, one thing that's interesting, I mean, some of these people, some of these lawsuits don't say anybody's names because they don't know who they were. They just knock out, and when they come to, there'd just be men in the room, and they don't know who those men were, right? They were in and out of consciousness, right? So that's really scary to think about, right? That's a scary thing to put in consideration. But one thing that's saying that they know for sure is that Diddy was in the room. Diddy was involved in that stuff, so on and so forth. The only thing I would say, and I mean, hopefully I hope that they get the justice that they rightfully deserve, that they get served that justice and whatever it is that they deserve, they get. But I am kind of curious as to how are they going to be able to fully 110% prove without a shadow of a doubt that Diddy was actually in the room. When I hear something like this, I go, wait a second. You were like, you knew his presence was there, but how do you know it was him? And I feel like that's going to be the thing that the defense, if they go, shoot, we can see, come on, bring this to court. We ain't settling. Bring it to court. Let's do it. Let's fight it out. I'm kind of curious as to how are they going to prove without a shadow of a doubt that yes, he was plied with some sort of substance, and then that indeed Diddy was in the room when all that went down. I'm not sitting here saying that I don't believe the person. I'm just saying I can see the defense already making up their narrative and making their argument going, well, you can't say that Diddy was there if you just say his presence was there. How do you know? Okay. Unless they have something solid to prove that he indeed was there and he indeed was a part of this act, or smoking gun evidence like videos, photos, so on and so forth, right? It's something to think about, for sure. It's definitely something to think about, but that's some crazy, crazy stuff. And if there are, Uncovered Cube just said they got tapes. Yeah. If they got tapes of this act that happened 3 years ago, boom, it's a wrap. It's done. It's definitely done. But if they don't, I can see it being tough to prove that Diddy actually did this one. And also the other one too, in 1995, right? One More Chance music video promo party. She goes into the bathroom. She gets viciously attacked by Combs. Is there factual evidence showing that she was attacked? You see what I'm saying? It's just, and like I said, not sitting here saying that I don't believe him. I'm just asking the questions because I already know that the defense is probably going, shoot, sure, he may have done it, but are we sure that was even him? What if it was a Sean Diddy Combs lookalike? I mean, that's what I feel like they're going to say, right? The BS that can come out their asses, all right? But of course, no matter what, I want justice in any way, shape, or form. And if it means, if it means taking down a mogul like Sean Diddy Combs, then so be it. Because just because he didn't do all of these things, he did a good portion of them. And there's moments, I'm sure he's had thousands of people, because you can't say he's had thousands of women, because he obviously likes his butter. He likes his bread buttered on both sides of the, he likes his bread buttered on both sides. And that's fine. You know what I mean? To each their own, as long as it's consensual. But I just am kind of curious as to all of them, I'm hoping that there's more facts, right? More smoking gun evidence. That's what I mean, right? More smoking gun evidence. Because yeah, I'm again very curious. But nonetheless, you will also see how quickly these things get settled as well. And if they get settled quickly, that means he did that. But I'm telling you right now, I was trying to say something, I lost my train of thought. The fact that he's probably got thousands of men and women he's had encounters with. Let's just say consensual. Let's just say consensually. All right. Forget all the ones that are being alleged of forcibly, all that stuff. Do you really think he remembers every single person that he's been with in that biblical way? Or in that Sodom and Gomorrah type of way? Think about it. Does he really remember every single, you know what I mean? Just thinking about it, okay? There was Toya Vicky, you know what I mean? About 3 Kims. I mean, like he's going to remember every single one? So think about that. Then on top of that, all the freak offs, all of them. You know for a fact he's got some regulars. So he already knows about Ray Ray and JoJo and, you know, Cinnamon and such. Okay? The usuals, the regulars at these parties. Okay? Little Kevin and sorry. You got those names in there, right? Let's not forget those names. You got the regulars, but then you get the new people getting thrown in there, you know? So this is a freak-off party. Wow. Damn. And then there's the other people that have been there a million times before. You know what I mean? They're sitting there just on the sidelines, you know, stretching out, you know? Don't want to get a slip disc. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Yeah, even Bow Wow sitting there going like, damn, I'm going to miss his parties, man. The most tone-deaf thing you could ever say. Man, I'm going to miss his parties, dog. It's going to be, oh, man, they were crazy. Yeah, sounds like he was a regular at these parties. So you really think he remembers every single person that has come through his parties over the decades and decades that he's had these parties like they were Caligula? Nah, you don't remember all those people. So if it's a situation like this, the one more chance type of situation, you think he remembers this in 1995? Probably not. If he has a pattern of doing these things, he's not going to remember 90% of these people. 90% of these incidents. He's not going to remember all this. So it's going to be very hard for him to fight it. Or he can always sit there and go, because I don't remember it, I didn't do it. So then there's plausible deniability because it's like, I don't remember you. I don't know who you are. I didn't do anything with you. I don't know you. You can say that a million times. Okay? So it's crazy, guys. It's crazy, but what say you guys? What say you on all the paperwork? Allegedly there's 6, but I have not seen the 6th one yet. You know, and I'm sure it'll come out at some point. We'll find it somewhere. Okay. But what say you? Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm right here. You know what I mean? Just, you know, just putting on my, you know, putting on that lawyer suit, you know, just putting it on for real quick. Bow, dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? Just getting my law and order in. You know what I'm saying? Just looking all serious in my tie in the streets of New York. You know, I appreciate it. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure there's going to be more information. There's more evidence, more stuff that's coming. I mean, I don't think that lawyers would just be throwing things out all willy-nilly, but you never know. Maybe there are lawyers out there that would just throw things out here very willy-nilly. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's all that we have right now. More will be dropping very, very soon. So that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. I appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this show. Okay. Don't forget, before you head out, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Hit that like button down below. Okay. There was Toya Vicky. Please hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms like Rumble, Facebook, TikTok, X/Twitter, all of them, hit that follow button. Follow me, follow. Okay? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here, but go over to my secondary channel because I got some videos coming out here for your okay? And over the next couple hours, maybe, and early tomorrow morning. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button on the secondary channel, the Pascal Show clips, and here, the Pascal Show. All right? Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon and my locals. Okay? It's locals.com/the Pascal Show, and it's patreon.com/the Pascal Show. And your boy got merch. Go check out my merch. I got some great merch, man. Some really great Halloween stuff. Get it while you can, because it's going to be getting off the market here very soon because we're getting closer and closer to Halloween. All right? If you didn't already know, because, you know, the cobwebs are not. That's fake, just so you know. Some people are weird and think that's real. But no, that's fake cobwebs because it's Halloween time, okay? So please be sure to go check out PascalMerch.com. Join, support the channel, subscribe to both channels, the Pascal Show clips and this channel, the Pascal Show. Crush that subscribe button. We're almost at 150,000, which is awesome. Okay? Which is awesome. All right? But it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your night. We'll be talking soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Yeah, the Diddy train is not done. It's not done. And we're going to ride it till the wheels fall off. Let's go. Okay? So I'll be seeing you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.